Hello and welcome to Complete Health Culture's program run through. My name is John and I'm going to run you through how to read a program and how to fill it out. So here we have a Google Sheet. This is typically what it will look like when you receive your program. At the top we'll have your name, the month, the goal, and any specifics on you. As you can see with Boris, he's a beginner and has no injuries. Underneath those basic specifics, we have a key. The key here is just in case coaches use shorthand. So if you see DB in your program, it means use a dumbbell. If you see CG, it means go close grip, not wide grip, so on and so forth. Most of the exercises will be written in full, but if your coach decides to use shorthand, that's what these mean. On the right, we have a list of priorities. Priority 1 being most important, priority 2 being moderately important, and priority 3 being least important. That particular color is corresponding with the movements here. So you can see that these are the most important ones. These first 3, back squat, Romanian deadlift, single arm row. And then the moderately important here are barbell bench press, Bulgarian split squat, and dead bugs with wall reference holds. So what about this program? What do we do here? And what do we do if we don't know what these movements are? Well, next to the particular movement, you can see that there is a link. So if you don't know how to do the particular movement, you can click on the link and it will open up a new tab and show you exactly how you are supposed to do the particular movement. Here we have a high bar back squat, and funnily enough, it's me doing the back squat. So if we quickly go back to the program, I've already filled in some things here for Boris. Here is represented how many repetitions and how many sets you would do. If you're unfamiliar with what reps and sets are the amount of repetitions that you would do in one go. And the sets is how many times you would do those 8 reps. So with Boris, he's got 3 sets of 8. And then when he types it in, he writes what happened in the first set, what happens in the second set, and what happens in the third set in chronological order. I'll quickly fill it in here for Romanian deadlifts. Let's just say he went through his 3 sets of 6. So we got 6 reps on the first one, 6 sets on the second one, and 6 reps on the third one, and that would be complete. Say he doesn't get 6 reps on the last one and he only does 5, then he can put that in there and his coach will be able to change his program accordingly or find out what exactly happened. Here on the other tab, so that's the sets and reps. On the other tab, we have load, RPE, and RIR. These are the 3 sorts of intensity protocols that a coach might give you. We may not have enough time. Well, actually, maybe I'll go into them briefly so you get a rough idea, but we might make another video on the specifics of each of these 3 sort of loading protocols. In this particular program, you can see there's a combination of RPE and also RIR. So RPE means rate of perceived exertion, and an RPE7 means that you need to leave 3 in the tank, typically. So an RPE10 would be nothing left, an RPE7 is a few more reps left in reserve. So let's just say, for instance, he's doing a single leg assisted Romanian deadlift and he does 10 kilos on every rep because he knows he can do probably about 9 reps at those particular weights, and that would be that. Now, if he has any notes for that particular session or that particular movement, as you can see, we've got little notes here. His squats he found pretty easy, but on this particular exercise, on the last one, let's say I lost balance on the last rep, and that's why he didn't complete the full 6. Then you can see a reasoning, and the coach may know the reason why the reps weren't completed in that particular session. So you would go through week 1 first, and then the next week, the following week, then you would go through week 2, and so on. Week 2, week 3, week 4, and if there's any 5th week sessions in the month, then they would be put in here. And then for Boris's program, he's got day 2 here. So his second day is higher rep squats. Then he would fill them out like so. Looks like he's filled out, he's got 12 reps in every single set, so that's excellent. And then he can rate, if he has a particular rating that deviates from his particular intensity, then he could write it in here. It's like, oh, that maybe wasn't an RPE 6. These squats were more like an RPE 8. That would mean that in this particular session, he didn't leave 4 in the tank. He actually only left 2 in the tank because it was very difficult. And let's say he did 40 kilos for 3 sets. That would be how he fills out that particular session. So I will just quickly revisit this idea of intensities, and then I'll leave it there. So I've talked about RPE, about how many we would leave in the tank. RIR is exactly, well, very much the same. So if we look at dumbbell rows, a 4 RIR means you leave 4 reps in the tank. So that's the equivalent of an RPE 6. So if he can, here we've got a representation of how many reps we want, and it's actually got a plus sign here. So that means that he needs to do more than 15 reps in each of the sets. So let's say, for argument's sake, on the first set he gets 18 because he wants to leave 4 in the tank. He reckons he could have done 22. On the second set, maybe he gets 16 here. And then on the last set, 15 is probably 4 left in the tank. And then we know what the loading is for that particular movement. And he kept the weights all exactly the same. So that was a quick run through. If you have any questions on how to fill out these forms or how the layout works, different programs might have different amounts of days, but this is just a basic 3-day full body program. Yours might actually have a split, or it may be very similar, just a 3-day a week program. But the layout should be exactly the same, and the way you fill it out should be exactly the same. But anyway, as I said, if you have any questions, you can just message us or email us, and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next time.